Good morning everyone, and what a beautiful morning it is. I'm down here in Old Conna Golf Club in Bray, County Wicklow. It is absolutely freezing, so it's just 1 degree. It says it feels like -5. I'm freezing my little nips off here. But you're all very welcome to another episode of Diary of a High Handicapper with me, still your resident High Handicapper, but hopefully not for long. That's because I have finally enlisted professional help. Not a psychiatrist, although that's probably what I really need, but an actual golf professional. As I said, I'm here in Old Conna Golf Club, home of head pro Donal Gleeson. He incredibly has decided to try and help me. So I'm looking forward to meeting him and seeing if he thinks I have any potential or whether he thinks I'm a lost cause like my father always tells me. Anyway, look, let's not waste any time. Let's go off and meet Donal and see what kind of winter program he has in store.
Morning.
Morning Donal, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you, Jamie. How's it going?
Good, good. Can't complain.
Raring to go?
Yeah, a little bit cold now, but sure, it's a beautiful morning.
This is where all the gains are made.
Perfect.
This is where all the gains are made. So tell me about you. You've got a YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Diary of a High Handicapper.
Yeah, so that probably gives away a bit about my game, unfortunately.
It's all right. Plenty of room for improvement.
Plenty. Yeah, and that's where I'm hoping you can come in.
Cool, cool. Absolutely, absolutely. So what's your current handicap?
Current handicap is 22.4.
Okay, that's not so bad.
It was worse, so it's come down a little. I got down to 21.8. That was my lowest this year.
Cool.
But bounced up by about 0.6 there just towards the end of the year. So
cool.
Hoping to work my way back downwards.
Absolutely. And would you be a practicer or would you be mostly on the golf course? What do you like to do? Where do you see your gains being made? Is it by playing a lot? Is it by doing a lot of range sessions?
I'll be honest with you, for the last year or two, just given the way my family situation is, I haven't had a whole lot of time to practice. When I first started, I was practice mad.
Yeah.
Now I really just try and prioritise getting down to the course, playing rounds, and even then when I do have a bit of practice time, I'll usually still go to the course and just play a few holes on my own.
Cool.
So, but not like, I do like going to the range, hitting balls. It's just, I haven't really had the time up to now, but I think things have freed up a little bit, so I'm hoping going forward, whatever you tell me to do, I can certainly do.
No, all of our training packages are bespoke. So if you're a range rat, I'll give you a different training plan to if you're a golf course guy. So it's all geared around, like at the end of the day, the most important thing about golf is enjoyment. That is the #1 thing. So we don't want to push somebody into doing something they don't want to do or don't like doing. So we're going to focus on the areas you enjoy. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to get you to have a seat.
Okay.
And we're going to run through you grading your game.
Okay guys, I don't think we need to sit through this entire chat, but here's the sheet I filled out with the scoring breakdown I gave my game. Feel free to pause the video here to read it all. Regular viewers might scoff at some of this, but overall I think it's fair.
So we'll jump onto the mat. You can have a few warm-up swings. We'll get the Trackman hooked up. Perfect. And we're good to go. Perfect. And just last one for me, please. Cool. Perfect. Okay, let's have a little gander at what is going on.
I'm worried about this.
What's that? No need to worry. Okay, so looking at your numbers, attack angle is the first one, and you're 2.8 degrees down. So that means that you're hitting the ball before the ground.
Okay.
Which is cool. That's exactly what we want to be doing. And your average club path, it's the small number here. This was your last shot. The small number is the average. It's 2.2 degrees left, which means you're swinging ever so slightly left of the target, but nothing like that's a very good number. And your average club face is 0.4 of a degree. So all really, really good. Swing plane is right on the money. You're at 58, and your club speed, it's not bad. It's not fast, but it's not horrendous. So in terms of what they look like, they be coming across as quite well. Okay. But the methods that you're using to get back there is leading to a little bit of inconsistency. Okay. So what we want to try and do is we want to try and build on this very good foundation with a couple of bits and pieces that are going to help you in terms of your consistency. So if we have a little look at your posture, like posture is for me the single most important thing with golfers, because we all have a swing. Like, you can't teach everybody the same thing. Like, people do not swing the same way, they don't learn the same way. So it's building these posture fundamentals. If you look at the tour, you'll find that guys and girls, they all swing differently, but their postures generally remain something similar. So if we're having a little look at yours, you are standing ever so slightly too close to the golf ball. Okay? So that's putting your weight back a little bit on your heels, getting your pelvis angle ever so fractionally shallow. Spine angle is not bad. You can see you've got a big bowing here in the vertebrae in your upper back and neck. So it's just a little bit crowded and a little bit crouched. So generally what happens when people do this is as they swing the club back, it tends to go inside. So this is a fairly big red flag for me. Because the club has gone back way, way, way inside your hands. So from there, we got to come up to the top of the backswing. The second movement is kind of a lift. That gets you stuck a little bit on your left side. And you can see your hands are quite far behind you. Your trail elbow is quite compressed, and then you got to try and cast it. And this is where you're casting it into quite a decent position and releasing it from there. And as we get up, you can see it's quite difficult for you to transfer your weight. You can see that trail elbow is getting quite compressed. So it's functional, but it's probably not that comfortable, and it's probably not that consistent. But like when we come down for a lesson, we can get stuck quite into the stuff that we need to work on. There's a lot of good stuff there too. So we'll have a look at the other angle. Your ball position's quite far back in your stance, so definitely too far back for what we want it to be. The problem with ball position is all of the guides were written when a 7-iron was a 7-iron. A 7-iron is now a 5-iron with 7 written on it. It's got way less loft. It does different stuff. So we need to move the ball further forward than traditionally golfers would. So that's the change there. The rest of it's quite good. Nice little bit of spine tilt. Head is in a really nice position relative to the golf ball. And as we go from here, not a whole lot of swaying. Really good upper body rotation.
Actually, I thought I swayed a lot, so it's,
no, you can see you're not swaying at all. Looks a little bit awkward because the club has gone back in behind your hands and then lifted, so it's putting a little bit more pressure on the lead knee than we probably want. But loads of rotation, loads of stability. And as we run through, then you can see your head stays lovely and stable going through. So weight's getting on your heel and finishing in a nice position. So there's loads of good stuff there as well. I'm always the prophet of doom. It's always jumping into the bad stuff, but don't feel it's a complete makeover. There's a couple of really simple things that we're going to do to make it better. So the first thing we need to learn to do is stand properly. And I'm going to give you a very simple way to do it for the golf course, and I'm going to give you a drill that you can do for the driving range. You don't have to do it every time, but you're just doing it every so often to make sure you know what good posture feels like, and then you're just trying to replicate it. So the quick one is very simple. We definitely have to flex our knees. So that's the first thing we're going to do. From there, I'm going to lift my backside up. Okay. So you have the tendency to kind of sit down a little bit. That's where the pelvis gets a bit compressed, and we struggle with rotating. So we're going to get up into that position, and the hinge is going to be from our hips. So you see the way I'm hinging my upper body down over the golf ball? And then I can lift my chin. So I don't want you to be rigid or tense or anything like that or overly athletic. I just want you to be a little bit more in a straight line. Then in terms of your distance from the ball, a really simple guide for distance from the ball is your elbows relative to your torso. So you can see there, my elbows are in fairly close proximity to my torso. They are not jammed onto it. There's no tension in them whatsoever. They're just in the proximity of it. And then ball position, we're going to play it with our mid irons just a little bit forward of the center. So about an inch forward of the center, which is going to give you that ability to get through your shot a little bit better. So jump on there and we'll try the quick version first. So we still retain the flex in our knees. Going to get our bum up really, really high. So we're going to keep a bit of flex in the knees. Bum is up nice and high, shoulders are down, and chin is up just in a very natural way. I don't want this to be particularly tense. And then we're going to move the ball slightly further forward in your stance. Good. Take your time. Not necessarily going to reinvent the wheel, but we'll have a couple of hits and see how we're getting on. That looks an awful lot better. And fire away. Okay, so we'll go ahead again. Take your time. So posture doesn't necessarily change our golf swing. It's going to help. But don't worry about the shots. Just get used to standing properly. If all we did today was stand properly, that would be great. So bum up nice and high, shoulders down nice and low, We're going to move slightly further back from the golf ball, just very slightly, and we're putting it further forward in our stance. Now, super chilled, and away you go. Okay, good. So there's a lot more lower body rotation going on there. Good.
Okay.
And one more for me. Take your time. So bum up nice and high, shoulders down nice and low over that ball. Chin is up, ball slightly further forward in your stance. And I'm going to get you to move rather than moving the golf ball, just to get into the habit of knowing how to address it, because obviously you can't do that in the course. We're slightly further back from it. Slightly.
As in there? Or
just slightly further away from the ball, yeah.
This way?
Just, yeah, but not even that much. Good.
Okay.
And that will allow you to hinge down. A little bit more flex in the knees, just a tiny bit. Good. Now, nice and chilled, and just swing your swing. Well done, better strike. Good. So that's just that last little change of getting you back a tiny bit further. You can see it's a much nicer strike. Good. So let's have a look and see what it looks like.
Yeah, that was the nicest sounding one I've heard, definitely.
It was. So if you have a look at that guy there now, there's a lot of changes.
Okay.
His arms are hanging slightly away from his body, as they should be. He's got that lovely pelvis angle.
Okay.
He's got a lovely hinge in his knees, but he's in a very athletic, balanced position. And every spine is a curve. Okay. So no spine is a straight line here. It shouldn't be anyway. So having that little curve at the neck is absolutely fine, but you're giving yourself an awful lot more space.
Okay.
And then as we run the swing, yeah, the club's going to go back inside your hands, but you can see the lower body starting to function a little bit better. Really big rotation.
Yeah.
And then pretty nice maintenance there of side bend and everything like that. Good. And away you go through it. So that's a really, really, really solid start.
Okay.
Well done. So I'm going to run you through a posture drill, and I'm going to send you a separate video on this after your lesson.
Okay.
It's a really good thing to get into the habit of doing, because again, you can't really mess it up. And one of the most important things for me as a coach is that people do not go away with misinformation, or people don't go away with an inability to recreate what we've done during the lesson, because that would be no good unless every golf ball you hit for the rest of your life, I'm standing over you. So drills and the little bits and pieces we're going to run through are going to be really important for your homework. So with our posture drill, I'm going to stand with my feet shoulder width apart, up completely straight. I'm going to flex my knees very slightly. So you can just watch me do it first, and then I'll run through it with you. And I'm going to put a club from the small of my back right up to the back of my head. So little flex in my knees. I'm just going to hinge down nice and comfortably until I can see the golf ball. And then I'm just going to let my neck drop just a tiny bit. So I don't necessarily need your head fully on the stick. But again, I don't want it miles off it either. So we're just in that position there. So this is a very athletic position. It's also very relaxed. There's no rigidity in it whatsoever. It's just a nice, relaxed, athletic position. It's going to give us that ability to hit the ball. So jump on the mat and we'll run through it again. So we're going to stand with our feet shoulder width apart and the club on our back. So from the small of your back right up to the back of your head. I'm going to get your head touching it at the start. Okay. Good. Now, the first thing we're going to do is flex our knees a little bit. Good. And then you're going to hinge over just until you can comfortably see the ball. Lovely. Now do you feel that position?
Yeah.
Good. So you can pop your club down into the position it would be if you're going to hit the ball. And then just soften everything. So relax everything. Yeah. And like what you're looking for here is this is where you want the tension in your legs. This is what you want to be holding you. I don't want you to be trying to hold yourself in that position with your spine.
Okay.
So just hanging in over the ball a little bit further forward in your stance than it's been. And we're also a half an inch away from it. Good. So you should feel you're really facing down into that golf ball, do you?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, fire away. You've been standing there for a long time, so don't worry about the shot. Just nice swing. Okay, not bad. Good. Good. So jumped up out of it a little bit. That's absolutely fine. But in terms of your progress as a golfer, for me, this is definitely the most important lesson.
Okay.
In terms of injury prevention, consistency, having a process, this is very, very, very important. So as far as today goes, that is the single most important thing that I want you to take out of it. So we've got distance from the ball, we're a little further. Okay. We've got ball position a little further forward for our mid-irons. And we've got posture, which is the quick way and the drill way. You've two ways of doing it. And that is, if that's all you take out of today, I'll be really happy, because we're very much moving in the correct direction. Okay. And you can see again there how good that posture looks. So if you look at that guy. Yeah. And then we go back and look at that guy, you're going to see two very different guys. Very hunched over into lovely and athletic. So you can see it's just a much better place to play golf. And if you watch golf on TV, you'll see a lot of guys and girls standing like this. You're not going to see too many standing like that. No. And that's that. So I can't necessarily get you to swing like a tour pro. I can get you to stand like one. Yeah. And so that's the lowest hanging fruit.
Okay.
All right. So we are going to have a little bit of a chat about your backswing.
Okay.
Okay. And what we're going to do with our backswing is I'm just going to hand you one of these. And I'm going to get you to pop in here. Okay. So if I want to learn how to swing a golf club, this is a circle on a plane.
Okay.
It's a very simple way of explaining stuff that can be quite complicated because you get to feel it. So you can see I'm in my setup position there. And as I take the club away, you can see my left chest is turning, but my lead wrist is staying very, very strong. So what you do, the big mistake people make when they're trying to not swing the club back around behind themselves is they do this. So they just detach and they come way out here, everything, and then it goes back here anyway, and you're nearly in a worse place than in here. It's certainly not any better. So the feeling I have there is you can see my hands are definitely here. They're not out here. But with this lead wrist angle, I've managed to keep the club outside my hands, or the roller outside my hands. So that's the feeling that we're looking for. So you jump on in here for a second, and we're only going to go back into that first position. So take your time and get in your nice posture.
Is that all right?
Yeah, really good. Take your time and nice and chilled, and just swing back to parallel with the ground. So just there is good. So you can feel the only real thing you need to change to get this is holding this lead wrist in this cupped position. So it starts out, everybody on tour bar Bryson DeChambeau has a cupped lead wrist at address.
Okay.
We don't want it to stay there for the whole swing, but we want it to retain that angle in the takeaway. And if you do, you get this nice position here.
Okay.
So you can start that again for me and just really feel good. So much better. So that's a lovely, I always like to see the club head slightly outside the hands, and the hands dissecting the torso like they're doing there. I don't particularly want to see it going inside your hands. If it ended up level, it wouldn't bother me in the slightest. But a little bit outside like that is a good place to be. That's going to get the shaft in a great position.
Yeah.
And you can feel with the roller, you're having to use the left side of your chest to get that roller away, and that's a really important move. So in terms of your golf swing, what we're looking for in our takeaway is that, again, your elbows are relatively close to your body without particularly putting pressure on them, and that lead wrist is staying nice and cupped.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Really good. That's
all
excellent. Right. Excellent. So obviously you don't have one of these at home, which is fine, but I hope you've got a wall.
I do.
And we're just going to go through and do another drill for you that you can practice at home. Okay, so this is our wall drill. Okay, it's a really simple and great takeaway drill and something you can do at home. So if I stand with my backside close to the wall, definitely not leaning on it, in our nice posture, and I just take the club away like that. So what I'm looking for here is that my hands are slightly closer to the wall than my club head. So you can see that they are there. If I do that, I'm straight into the wall, which we don't want to do. And then if I go out here, I can see that I'm detached as well. So it's that kind of feeling that the hands are just working slightly back into the wall and the club head is staying outside them using that lead wrist.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you want to give it a go?
Give it a go.
Good. So in your nice posture, nice and chilled. Good. Now very slowly we'll swing back and just keep that lead wrist angle exactly as it is and gently swing the club back. So you see where yours wants to go?
Yeah.
There's the angle. Good.
Yeah.
Still a little really bit. Good. No, it's better. It's good. It's. I'm not expecting you to get any of this perfect straight away. We just got to start trying to get better. So try and keep it. Don't let it go much past parallel to the ground. Okay. It's a position that you're looking for if you come back is a little bit more like that. Really good hand path. And we're just going to get the club head slightly like that. So you can feel it is actually your left wrist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people like to use their right hand. So if you kind of had your right hand in that position there, and you kept the palm facing down a little bit more, that'll do it. Yeah. But I prefer the lead wrist, as the club face can get a little bit shut down at times and takeaway too shut down.
Yeah.
The other way. Just keep that nice cup in the wrist. Okay, so better for sure. And as we take the club away, we're just trying to feel that the hands are working in and the lead wrist is staying nice and strong and slightly cupped like that. Good, really good.
Oh, yeah, the hands working in makes...
Hands working in is important. Yeah, it is. And it's unfortunately like every golfer who struggles either does that or does that.
Yeah.
So it's finding the blend. So the hands going behind you is actually not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
It's just keeping that wrist nice and strong as you're doing it to stop it rolling inside like that.
Yeah, because that's my, like, I can see in all my swings, I'm there, like, you know, so, and then I have to come back around like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's all well and good doing something or knowing that you're doing something. The next thing is, how do I fix it?
Exactly.
You know, 'cause there's a lot of wrong ways to fix it and you just end up with other problems, but this is the best way to do it. Good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, that's definitely, the hands working in is the best kind of.
Yeah, so that's your homework. We're
Yeah.
going to learn to stand properly and we're going to work really, really hard on our takeaway position and we'll go from there.
Perfect.
Great job.
Thanks a million,
Well
Don.
done,
Really
Jamie.
appreciate
problem.
it. Cheers.
Well done.
Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. As you can see, I have a bit of work to do, but I'm just really excited to actually finally have a bit of professional help. So I've been crying out for it a long time. I've been struggling on my own and we haven't been getting anywhere really fast. But hopefully now this is the start of, you know, really seeing improvements in my game. I hope you like what I'm doing with the channel. So this is what I wanted all along. I just haven't really had the time to do it. But now going forward, you know, I hope to make this a regular feature of the channel, that you'll see kind of what kind of instructions I'm getting. I'll also be filming all the homework I'm doing, and then obviously I'll interlace that with obviously my rounds out on the course. So hopefully if you follow along the channel, you'll be able to hopefully see that I'm putting in the work and that practice is making perfect, and we'll finally get down to a sub 20 handicap. I also just want to say a massive thank you to Donal Gleeson, head pro here in Old Conna Golf Club. You're going to see a lot more of him on the channel. As you can see, top class guy, top class golf pro. So if you're interested in getting a lesson off Donal, I'll put all of his credentials down in the bio, all his contact details. And also just to point out, Donal also does have a YouTube channel himself, so he's one half of a very good YouTube channel that I quite enjoy. It's called Average Joe versus the Pro. So again, I'll put all that information down in the bio, and I'd highly recommend that you give Donal and his partner Simon a subscription, and you will see a lot of them on the channel in the coming weeks and months. And you might even see me making a slight cameo on their channel as well. So if you're looking for more golf content, make sure you check out their channel. Thanks, guys.